Namaste. Hey, this is Trevor7, and I'm going to show you how to unlock your psychic powers. That's right, and this has to do with your vision. And as most of you probably know, we don't actually see with our eyes, but rather our brain, and more specifically a portion of the brain in the back of our head known as the visual cortex. And there's a phenomenon that happens within the visual cortex known as afterimage, or residual imagery. And basically what this means is when you stare at an object, particularly a small object on a solid background, when you stare at it intently for a while, at least 4 to 5 seconds, when the image disappears, you can still see an after image. In other words, an impression where that image used to be. And that in and of itself is a psychic ability, because psychic just means the ability to sense or influence non-physical things. So if the object disappears and you can still see it, ta-da, you're performing a psychic ability. And I'm going to do a little exercise here that'll help you get used to seeing this after image. And once we get pretty good at that, at the end of the video, I'll show you how to use this after image to practice psychokinesis internally, which will come in really handy because, you know, a lot of people don't want to practice psychokinesis or telekinesis because they don't want to be caught practicing telekinesis. One of the T7 members said his parents found aluminum foil and a needle in his bedroom and automatically assumed he was using heroin. You know, so this will be a neat little way that you can practice telekinesis anytime, anywhere. But we have to get used to seeing this after image. So I'm going to share a little exercise here. We're going to put a pink dot up on a white screen. And basically what you do, let me preface this by saying this is not a jump scare. But you need to go full screen mode and get up fairly close to your screen. And then just stare intently at the center of the object, as if you're trying to see through it or what's behind it. And then when the image disappears, you should start seeing an after image. Now this may take 2 or 3 flashes before you actually start seeing the after image, and I found that certain shapes and colors work better for certain people, so I'll use 2 or 3 different shapes and colors here for you to practice with. And that's basically how it works, guys. I'm going to shut up so you can do this in peace and quiet. Pretty cool, right? So now if someone asks you, hey, can you do any psychic abilities? You can say, why, yes I can, and then explain the after image exercise. But now we're going to take this a step further, and I'm going to show you how you can use this after image to practice psychokinesis. And the after image that I recommend is the sun. Now, typically, sun gazing is done in the first hour of sunrise or the last hour of sunset. And those of you who sun gaze have probably noticed when you get done sun gazing, you're left with this residual image of the sun in the center of your vision. Now, something you can do with this after image of the sun is go into a dark room, just sit down quietly, close your eyes, and focus on the after image of the sun, and just breathe it in as if you're trying to absorb that last little bit of solar energy that you got from sun gazing. But now, on this exercise, I'm referring to sun gazing during the midday sun. Now, of course, you don't want to just go out and stare at the midday sun. It's going to burn your eyes. But what you can do is just sort of orientate yourself towards the sun with your eyes closed and try to get your nose pointed at the center of the sun so that when you open your eyes, the sun would be in the center of your vision. And once you get yourself orientated towards the sun with eyes closed, what I want you to do is just open your eyes real quick, just like we're talking 0.2 seconds or 200 milliseconds, sort of like a shutter speed on a camera. And just open and close real quick and get that image of the sun. And what you'll see is probably something like this. You'll see the white orb, and then the background will darken, and then the white orb will kind of phase through a yellow to a dark yellow to an orange to a dark orange to a red to a dark red, and finally to sort of an inverted image of the sun where it's just a black dot. Now, once you get this black dot, what I want you to do is just try to keep that evenly open focused gaze that I'm always talking about, and the image will remain in the center of your vision. Now if you try to focus on the after image, you'll probably notice it starts moving left, right, up, down uncontrollably, or it will just disappear. So that'll kind of train your mind's eye to keep that evenly open, focused gaze so you can maintain the residual image as long as possible. And that is the first step, is just practice seeing how long you can maintain this residual image. And then once you get good at that, you can practice moving it left, and then moving it right, and then moving it up, and then moving it down. And what you'll likely discover is this little paradox that we all deal with when we're doing telekinesis, that when we try to move something left, it goes right, and when we try to move it right, it goes left. I think this has to do with our vision, the way it works. You know, the right optical input actually goes to the left portion of the visual cortex and vice versa. So in our mind's eye, images come in upside down and flipped. So once you get that worked out to where you can move the after image left and right in your mind, you can also apply that to telekinesis, and you'll see that it's basically the same mental process that we use for psychokinesis. Anyway, this is a really simple, easy, free exercise that anyone can do. And like I said, you can practice psychokinesis about any time, anywhere. Now, in a pinch, if you wanted to do this at night, you could turn off all the lights and then stare at a small flashlight for 4 to 5 seconds and shut it off and close your eyes, and you'll have the after image of the flashlight, and you can practice that way. But the sun after image is the best, and plus you'll be absorbing all that wonderful solar energy while you're out there doing this. Alright? I hope this helps, and I appreciate your feedback. Feel free to leave your comments and questions below, and I appreciate you guys watching. This is Trevor 7. Good day, God bless, and namaste.
Dolphins can swing. Though nothing will keep us together. We can beat them forever.